All right, as we head into our Friday and our weekend, exciting is that we're slightly below average. Yeah, it's hot out there, but not terrible. So we take that live view from Enzyme Peak. We've got plenty of sunshine, some hazy sunshine at that because we've got wildfires burning. Clear conditions, but our northwest flow keeping temperatures at bay. Average this time of year is 93, 94, and we're below that if we're stepping out along the Wasatch Front. We've just hit 90 in Ogden, holding that in Salt Lake, upper 80s in Heber, 90 in Logan. Hot on the eastern side of the state, and look at St. George as they sit at 106, 102 towards Lake Powell. If you're headed out for your Friday evening, really pleasant conditions as we ease into the 80s and stay there for several hours along the Wasatch Front. By ABC4 News at 10, clear skies, upper 70s, and a dry overnight ahead. Dry is the key term here. As we look at our futurecast dew point, it takes you through the weekend, and you see incredibly dry air in place. That doesn't change. Dew point, the higher the number, the more moisture that air can hold. But we don't have that. No, we are incredibly dry, and so are our fire fuels. Speaking of fire, let's talk smoke. Farnsworth Peak, our latest camera showing you time-lapse video of that smoke this morning. Now we see thicker concentrations of smoke near the surface into the overnight. We get a temperature inversion, and that allows for a warm layer right above the surface that collects that smoke. And then when the sun comes up, we see that warm air rise and disperses it a little bit, but we still have haze as a result, and you know what I'm talking about if you're in northern Utah or the south. Live view from St. George with the Forsyth fire coming off of the Pine Valley Mountains with that plume of smoke. As we look at our fire and smoke, several wildfires burning in the southern half of the state, including San Juan County, France Canyon, and the Forsyth putting off decent smoke. Our futurecast smoke model shows those thicker plumes will hold out in St. George as we get through tonight and into tomorrow. This is a 24-hour clock here, and it shows Washington, Iron County impacted by some thicker smoke also towards Lake Powell, but it's hazy really throughout the state. Even if it's light, it's out there. And our ridge of high pressure will trap that. Right now, high pressure is off the California coast, but it's going to be moving back our way. Air quality impacts for tomorrow. Moderate air and unhealthy air for sensitive groups in Salt Lake County. This is a mix of ozone and elevated particulate matter brought in by wildfire smoke this time of year. We're seeing elevated PMs in Washington County, Iron County, expecting moderate air tomorrow as well. Our seasonal temperatures, well, they will become a thing of the past as that ridge of high pressure kind of leans into the desert southwest and heads towards the Beehive State. Warming trend most noticeable for the latter half of your weekend and into next week, especially along the Wasatch Front. We don't have precipitation. We have heat and sunshine. It's going to take a lot to flatten the ridge. The potential's there. We could see the winds uptick middle of the week next week. That could add to fire danger, but we're bone dry for July. Futurecast keeps us that way. Some mid-level moisture starts to sneak in to the southwestern corner of the state. Maybe a high-based dry thunderstorm pops up by Sunday afternoon. We also see that over the Uintas, but other than that, not a lot going on. We'll see if that mid-level moisture impacts the beginning of next week when the heat will return for northern Utah. 90s for tomorrow, 95 with sunshine, 101 in Moab, 107 in St. George. Do you like 90s? We've got a lot of them. You will find them in your backyard as we roll into our weekend. St. George 7-day peak heating on Monday, really hot. Winds pick up Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll forewarn you if that fire danger becomes elevated. As we look at the Wasatch Front, there's the potential for some triple-digit days. We'll see what happens as we get a little closer, but hot and dry for your weekend.